everyone, welcome back to another video. This is part 5 of our eco save. I hope you're all having a wonderful day today. I hope that you're having a lovely relaxing Sunday and that you're being kind to yourselves. So you might notice there's no face cam today. I thought I would just try doing without face cam because I feel like with facecam in speed build videos, you know, the facecam blocks a lot of the videos, so I thought that maybe I would try doing just voiceovers again for my speed builds and then still have facecam for like challenges and other videos that I plan on doing in the future. But yeah, so please let me know if you like having just the voiceover, because like surely it's better without my bloody face blocking half the build. So just let me know if you prefer just voiceover or if you do prefer having a face cam. I would really appreciate if you let me know in the comments, just because it's hard to know from the viewer's perspective, because it's a very personal thing as to do you like seeing me, you know, whereas I like seeing face cam of other people in their videos, but you might not like seeing me. So please let me know, I would really appreciate it. But yes, today we are working on the community space. So this is a big build as such, because there's obviously the 4 versions of it. If you don't know, the community space in Evergreen Harbour is basically the place that you can vote using the community board to invoke the different community spaces, as it's called, the community space. So you have the community garden, you have the maker space, and you have the marketplace. And you also have the original state that it comes in, which is like the kind of the dump, the abandoned space. So that's what we're working on right now. I just quickly put this down, and I really wanted to keep up with the whole container sort of style of all the builds here. I thought that it could look like an abandoned little port storage area. I had those train tracks because I thought maybe originally the train came in here and they unloaded the stuff here, but then when the modern development came in around the world, they got rid of the train tracks like off that lot, but this lot was just left as it was. That's why the train tracks stopped. And I really like how we include that train track into the other versions of this build. So as I'm recording this now, I've obviously done this version, I've done the community garden, and I've almost finished the marketplace one. So I'm really happy with where they're going. You'll see in this video we include the community garden as well. I decided to put two builds into each video, so there'll be 2 videos. So this video will have the dump and the community garden, and the next one will have the marketplace and the makerspace. I just thought that made sense to do it that way because they wouldn't be long enough videos to do 1 build per video, and I feel like that's stretching it out a lot too, because we're starting off with the original shell, like these containers, and yes, I do add extensions in each build, like each one is slightly different, but because I'm not starting the build from scratch, it wouldn't be long enough to do an entire video unless I had it really like slow paced. But I just feel like it made more sense to put 2 and 2. So that's what we're doing. But yeah, I like this version of the dump because I actually do include, you see here, I put like a tent and I put a bed and that, just in case like it works into your sort of story gameplay, you could still use this lot, because I feel like with EA's ones, the original state is literally just there to get rid of, but I thought it could be nice if you do want to play some sort of story with this area, you know, you have a few bits and bobs that you can do that with. But yeah, so that was the dump. Now we're working on the community garden, and like I say, I add a few extensions and stuff like that to each version of the build, and they are all slightly different from one another, different colour schemes, different shapes or features and stuff. But yeah, this one immediately I was like, right, grass. We need grass, so that's what I did. I put a bunch of grass down, and it will landscape a lot. The landscaping took me quite a long time, so I ended up cutting a bit of it out because it gets a bit repetitive. Like, I don't know, I really enjoy watching videos where I see people doing landscaping, because I love landscaping myself. I find it very therapeutic, so I kind of like watching videos of people landscaping and seeing it transform, but at the same time I worry that you guys don't enjoy that. Maybe I'm just weird, so I do cut a little bit out. You see a lot of it, but I do cut a bit of it out when it gets a bit repetitive. And there's a lot of landscaping in this one. Yeah. So you'll see we kept the train tracks and that. Basically what I did is I kept everything as it was. I just removed all the rubbish and the graffiti and stuff like that, but we kept the broken down cars and the random big objects like that, like the big tire stack and stuff, and I think that really adds to it, because I wanted this community garden to be like an urban jungle kind of thing. And I think we kind of made that work, actually. I thought it was really fun. I've never done a build in this style before, but I wanted it to look very, very, like, not overgrown as such, but like they let the landscaping just kind of go wild a little bit. And especially as it mixes in with the train tracks or like the cars and stuff like that, I think it adds a really, really lovely aesthetic. And I think that it gives it quite an eco-friendly, like they don't want to destroy this build in any way, they just wanted to make it green, healthy, lush, you know, and I think that does show in the way it's landscaped here. So I am happy with how it turned out. But yeah, you can see I'm just doing all the landscaping. Kind of repetitive. You will see I add a few bits of extensions, and I changed the wall coverings as well with the containers, because I wanted to do it like they refurbished the containers, I guess. Maybe they insulated them, stuff like that, you know? So we do change all that around a little bit and add a bunch of new features, I guess I want to say. But I definitely think the community garden is my favourite. Well, I mean, I haven't finished the makerspace yet, and I haven't even started the makerspace, and I haven't finished the marketplace yet. But still, when I play with this sort of stuff, I always play with the community garden, because I always think they just look so nice. And I think it's because I love landscaping. I think that's the sole reason, let's be honest. But yeah, I love that train track area. I think that looks really cool, having all the plants and landscaping growing through the train tracks. I just love that when you find these old things that have been there for so long and the landscaping has just started to grow around it all. I love that. I think it adds so much history. But yeah, here we are. I'm just adding a little extension bit. So we have lots of space to hang out. There isn't that much space to hang out like downstairs on the grass. There is, but like not an excessive amount considering how big this lot was, because I filled a lot of it with landscaping. But they have a big balcony area up here too, which is nice. But yeah, I'm just adding lots of like glass roofs and green grass roofs and that sort of stuff. And you see I've changed the wall coverings as well to this much lighter, cleaner looking sort of feel, which I think lends itself really nicely. And then obviously I'm using a lot of Eco Lifestyle windows and doors, of course. I mean, it's my favourite pack. I say this all the time. It's my favourite pack, so of course I'm going to use them. Any excuse. We're doing an eco save. Come on. And then I opened up that container there because I thought, you know what, it's nice because with plants in The Sims, if you have seasons, if you have plants outside, like completely outside, they only grow in certain seasons as to what that plant can grow in. But if you put them with a roof over their head, even if it's not in a room, they just have a roof over their head, they will grow anytime. And that's what I tried to do there, because I wanted them to still be kind of like outdoor plants, you know, I wanted it to be nice and airy so they're not always in a container. For a community garden, it just seems like it's nice to have plants outside. And I do have some planters just hanging about completely outside, but it always annoys me that the plants can't grow in any season. I know it's realistic, I know it is realistic, but like, it annoys me. It just annoys me. So I opened this area up and we put planters in there so that it's still technically outside, you know, it's very airy and you know, fresh, but the plants can still grow absolutely fine. And then here we are adding like a few different plants and potted things around. Of course, we're gonna have loads of potted plants. Yeah, I wasn't really sure what I was doing with this area. I wanted to have this nice walkway here, but like, I was like, what? I don't know. It looks a bit weird. And then I add the divider bits from Eco Lifestyle, and I feel like that completely brings it together, and I'm really happy with how it looks when they are there. But I was a little bit like, where am I going with this? Where am I going? But yeah, there is like a little bit of space to hang out, but a lot of it's been landscaped, so I've got a lot of terrace areas, balconies, that sort of thing to make use of, which I think is nice because it adds different levels and stuff. I also wanted to make sure that all of these spaces were family friendly, so there is a whole kids area here, which is what we're working on now. This nice kids area for your little pests to come hang out while the parents are gardening or whatever they're doing. But yeah, because I have a couple houses I've done in this save file already are kitted out for kids. We have the second build I did, the containers home, which is still my favourite. If you haven't checked that out, I'll add a card because I absolutely love that build. Absolutely love it. And we had the most recent one, which was the Eco Camp. I also put stuff for kids in there, just in case you had kids there, which again, I really like that build. So yeah, if you haven't checked out any of the videos in this save file, feel free to do that. There's a little playlist. Like I say, I'll pop a card for you guys. We did, like, if you like this sort of style, we did them all in this kind of style. They're all slightly different, but they all have similarities. And I will be going on to do other parts of Evergreen Harbour. I will speak to you about this a little bit more in the next video though, as to how I plan on going forward. But there will be a little break in these speed build videos once we finish Port Promise. But like I say, I'll explain that in the next video when I figure stuff out, because it's a bit up in the air right now. But yeah, here's a little reading area, and I wanted to make it feel like it's very much a community space. Like, you know, it's not a formal business or anything. Like, the parents come here, the kids come here, they pin stuff up on the walls, they share each other's art and stuff like that. You know, like a really nice little area for them to all come and like meet if they don't want to go to each other's houses, that sort of thing. And I do think it feels like that. It does totally feel like, it feels like a kids club, that sort of thing. And then I wanted to include a kitchen here. So that's what we do. I get to use some of the new furniture that came with the birthday update, which I love so much. The furniture is so stunning. I only use the stools here, but still. It's so stunning. I spoke about this before in last video, how impressed I am. And how happy I am that some items that genuinely were like CC are now in the game and they're not CC. Like, that is insane. But yeah, there they are. They're the stools. I love them. They're so simple. And I feel like that's what EA sometimes kind of overlook, is simple stuff. Like simple casts, simple furniture. Everything's always got a bit of a funky pattern or a bit of a funky, weird, unusual shape, which is fine to have. Totally fine to have. But like, you also want to have some minimal, neutral things. And I feel like that's what we don't get from EA. So it's nice to have the CC creators come in with these like nice neutral simple items that we can use like in almost any build, you know. So yeah, I'm very happy with the items. And then here we've got like a lounge space. I didn't really know what I wanted to do here, because the problem is when I play like an eco sort of gameplay thing, I would make my community space, I would always alter it and have like basically a bit of everything in the one community space, because I wouldn't want to be changing it from one space to another. So I do the community garden so that everyone can bring their plants, but I'd also have a bunch of market stalls, and I'd also have all the stuff to make stuff like the juicing station and the fabricators. I'd have all that on the one lot. I deliberately didn't do that. I stuck to what these lot types were. So if you're like that as well, I'm sorry. You can easily add them. This room would be perfect to add a bunch of fabricators and stuff in, and you wouldn't lose anything really by moving this stuff away. It's just some sofas and some seating areas. But that's what I do when I play, although I did deliberately try and stick with just being a community garden. And then the marketplace, I'm not entirely sure what furniture I'm going to add there. I might add some items in there, but not much. I'm going to try and keep them to what the space type they are, if that makes sense. But like I say, there'll be lots of opportunities for you to add your own items if you want to. So yeah, here, the room divider sort of bits, I added them, and I really like this duotone sort of thing going on, this grey and then the light wood. I think it really gives us such an edgy modern feel, but it also helps enclose that walkway, because it just looked a bit random, that walkway. So I think that definitely helped. And then up here, we're on the little balcony area. I did a little fire pit because I love fire pits so much. I really want to have a house in the future where I can have like a gorgeous view of I mean, I would love to live by the seaside and have like a gorgeous view of the sea and have a fire pit and be able to sit out there at night, the fire pit, and it maybe be a little bit cool because of the sea breeze. But you have to heat the fireplace, and oh, I really want that. So I added a fire pit because I thought it could be a really cool place at night to come, and it'd just be really quiet. You're by the sea here, you have the fire pit, probably a alright view. It might not be the best, but it's an alright view though. And then of course I'm adding so many plants. I really want, so kits, right? I haven't bought any kits and I don't intend to buy any. Just personal preference. Like, I think that the country kitchen kit looks really, really good actually. It does look really good. Am I sure it's worth how much it is? Because also the conversion rate, I don't know what they're playing at, but it's not equal. Like $4.99 in dollars is like, I don't know, $3.50 or something like that in pounds for us. Maybe not even that, I don't know. But that's not what we're paying for it. They're charging us more. So I don't know what's going on there. I don't know. Very strange. And I know that like Canada and everything is the same. So I'm not sure. But yeah, I haven't bought it. I don't know if it's worth that amount of money. I'm just not buying it because I personally feel like it's not necessary. So I would rather do without. But I hope that if any of you guys have got the kits that you are enjoying them. I've heard people say about the bust the dust or whatever it's called is broken. I'm not really sure what's going on there. People are saying that there's just the house is getting dirty so quickly. So that's fun. Have fun with your dust. No, but I do genuinely hope that you are enjoying them if you have bought them. But yeah, one thing I would be interested in seeing though, although to be honest, I would rather it in a stuff pack because I feel like we could get more and maybe get a new sort of gameplay thing, is a plants one. I know it sounds a little bit basic, right, just to get plants, but come on, so many of us use plants so much of the time, and you could get so many different kinds of plants. You know what we're lacking? It's just nice, pretty bouquets of flowers and vases for like the centre of the dining table. We have barely any of them. We got a new one with the birthday update, and we have the Get Famous one, and we have the sunflowers as well from base game, and we have the tulips from base game. I don't know if we have any more, but like I want like a fancy extravagant, kind of like the Get Famous one. I use that one a lot because it's the kind of thing I want, a big extravagant fancy looking one, but I just want it to look a little bit simpler, but it'd just be a big bunch of flowers. See, like things like that, I feel like we're lacking that. And also it would be nice to get like a bunch more plants, kind of like the Snowy Escape ones. That bunch, that like 5 plants that are all together, are so pretty. I'd love to get a few more different kinds like that where they're bunched together. Also, I'd like them separate, but you know, beggars can't be choosers, right? But I love more like that because I use those ones over and over and over, and I'm worried that you can see how repetitive it is. So if I had a few variations of it, it'd be great. But yeah, I'd love a plants one. It's mainly just because my builds consist of plants and only plants, but still. But yeah, here we are working on this part of the build now. I added a tree in here. I thought it was kind of an interesting idea because you kind of bring in the outdoor in, you know, it's all a bit open to the outside. So I thought it was quite nice to mix that, you know, like play with what's indoors, what's outdoors with this build, especially as it's a community garden. I thought it was quite a modern take on it. So I liked having that tree there and having this like open balcony area that they could look over and see that little tree there. I think that's nice. And then again, I'm adding so many plants. But upstairs is just a little planting area. It's not got much in it. It's just got space for a planter and a little seat and some plants and stuff. But it's nice and sunny, so I thought it's just another little area for them to come and potter. There's just lots of separate little areas rather than one main area. And I think that's quite common in my build style, is to have lots of separate little areas. I mean, if I'm really thinking about it, I think that's true. Because if you look at my containers home, there's just so many separate areas. I know, like, in a container build, you can't really have just one big area because they're all little containers. But still, like, that is very much my style. That's what I go to do, is having lots of separate little areas. So, yeah. If you like that sort of build style, then hopefully you would like my other builds. So feel free to check them out. And then down here, we're adding this little potted area. I love that item with the little potted like table stand and the little fairy lights. That is such a beautiful piece of build buy. It is so stunning, and the swatches are really, really nice on it too. I just love the eco lifestyle build buy. It is, you have to admit, the build buy is so good. It's so good. Even if you don't like the gameplay, like I've not really played with the gameplay, to be honest. But the build buy is so pretty. It's so pretty. But yeah, this is like, I guess, the main planty area. It's got the most planty things in one space, so it's gonna be the main one, I guess. And it's nice and bright and sunny. I really like it. It's got a little bit more of a greenhouse vibe because it has all the windows and it has a glass roof, or a little bit of a glass roof. So it's definitely got a bit more of a greenhouse vibe. But yeah, here I'm just adding this little table and I'm having some potted plants and that, and I wanted to find the little garden tools to put there as well. And then just adding a few plants, a seat and stuff, a little hangout area for them. And then I found this food van and I was like, oh my gosh, yes. yes, we have to include this. Absolutely, we have to include this. So then I was footering trying to put it there because I thought it looked really nice there next to the path, and then I didn't want it to look like it just awkwardly stuck out behind, like with the paddling pool, that area just kind of weirdly tucked behind. So I footed for a while with that and fixed the landscaping that so it looks a little bit better, which is why I cut, because the camera was going all over the place. But yeah, I'm adding those fairy lights because they're so pretty. But the video was coming to an end. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I say it every single time, but I really appreciate you guys giving me the time of your day. Our time is so precious. There are a million things we could be doing with it, and I appreciate that you want to spend it with me every Sunday. It really does mean a lot. But yeah, so please let me know if you enjoyed just having the voiceover. I feel like it's quite freeing actually to do just a voiceover. It feels like I could just like dance around a little bit that I couldn't do with face cam. But let me know if you enjoy having just a voiceover, or if you do prefer the face cam, because like I'm not going to take offense either way. I'm just curious, so do let me know, please. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed this build. Like I say, next Sunday we will have the marketplace and the makerspace in one video. I'm not going to put this on the gallery till next week. I'm not going to put this on the gallery till next week. I'm sorry, but I'm just going to upload them all together next week, okay? But thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it so much, and I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day or night, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Bye!
Clear my mind, close my eyes, where am I? Bumpy right, looking out across the sky as the wind blows in my face.